guys, welcome back to my channel HOMESCAPES. If you are new here, then welcome to my channel, and if you haven't subscribed yet, do click that red subscribe button. Today I'll be sharing with you all of my foliage plant collection. I will also give you some tips to grow them well along with their care and maintenance. Now let's jump straight into the video. Let's start with this corner first. So here I have a multiple planter with wandering Jew and pink syngonium. This plant with purple striped leaves is called wandering Jew. It is also known as inch plant. This is one of my favorite foliage plants. I love the striking pattern of its leaves, and as you can see, it does have a silvery sheen to it as well. I have planted it along with pink syngonium as the contrasting colors of purple and pink will add a really good look to my garden. Also, whenever you plan to grow multiple plants together, make sure all those plants have similar needs, or else it makes it difficult for you to keep them happy and healthy. And we have Zazu here inspecting the garden as always, so please don't mind him. I have planted these two together as both of them enjoy bright indirect light and partial shade, and these like the soil slightly moist always. Wandering Jew is a great plant to be grown in hanging planters as it is a trailing plant. So in a matter of few weeks, these will fill the container you grow them in. These grow readily from cuttings, and there is no necessity to use rooting hormone either. Also, all of these foliage plants like well-draining soil rich in organic matter. So to prepare this soil, you can mix the soil native to your area, compost and river sand. If the soil of your area is already well-draining, you can totally skip mixing river sand with it. So the next plant I have here is called Pedilanthus, or more commonly known as devil's backbone. Again, this is a very hardy plant and it tolerates neglect very well. So if you are someone who doesn't have the plenty of time to be caring for your garden, make sure you plant hardy plants like these which have a very low maintenance requirement. So this devil's backbone is actually a succulent plant. It has zigzag shaped stems, and this one is a variegated variety of Pedilanthus. As you can see, it has green and white colors on its leaves. This tolerates full sun, and you can water it when the soil dries off. This is a drought tolerant plant and it won't die if you forget to water it for a day or two. Moving on to the next plant, this is called Euodia. It has a very dense foliage and the leaves are very narrow and elongated. The more sun this plant gets, the more yellow its foliage turns. This is a very nice plant to grow for hedges or as garden borders. Again, it can tolerate full sun and it is very easy to care for. Next, here I have purple diamond Loropetalum. Absolutely stunning plant. It has deep purple leaves and this is grown for the beauty of its foliage, but this does produce tiny deep pink flowers as well. Again, this is ideal to grow as hedges. It can take full sun and water this when the soil appears dry. One more thing, all these foliage plants like fertilizers rich in nitrogen. Nitrogen is a part of the chlorophyll in the leaves of the plant, and nitrogen is responsible for the vegetative growth of the plant, meaning it promotes more leaf growth. Compost and cow dung manure are great sources of nitrogen for these plants. So do feed these plants with compost at least twice a year, once in January and once more in September or after the rainy season is over. This will keep your plants looking lush green and healthy. Next we have here Christina Ficus. This is grown for the eye-catching almost red color of its young leaves. So usually this plant tips have red colored leaves. So to maintain this, regular pruning is necessary as it promotes growth of young reddish colored leaves. This is commonly used for landscaping purposes, and this will do well in moderate to full sun areas and needs regular watering. Next we have a Dracaena here. This variety is called Limey Dracaena. True to its name, the leaves of this plant turn a very bright lime green color, usually during summers when it receives lots of bright light. Keep this plant in partial shade and its soil slightly moist always. If you find the tips and edges of its leaves browning, it means it's scorching due to too much sunlight. So this is ideal for the parts of your garden which receive indirect bright light. I have a few other varieties of Dracaena which I will be showing you shortly. This is a variegated spider plant right here. Great for growing indoors. It is non-toxic to pets as well. Water these plants when the soil appears dry. So make sure the soil dries up between waterings. And one of the commonest problems faced by these are browning of leaf tips. This is due to low humidity in the air. So to fix this, get rid of the leaves which have brown tips and keep misting the plant regularly to prevent browning tips in the other healthy leaves. You can multiply these plants either by dividing the main plant or by repotting the pups in another pot. Now you might be wondering what these pups are. So pups are nothing but offshoots from the main plant. Your plants will produce lots of them once mature. Then we have another Dracaena here. This Dracaena is called Dracaena marginata Tricolor. This one has very narrow elongated leaves and pinkish stripes on it. So another plant we have here is Duranta, a very popular hedge plant. Duranta grows very fast and becomes a shrub, and you can prune it to make hedges or topiaries. It does produce beautiful tiny purple flowers which are loved by butterflies, and after the flowering season is done, it produces orangish yellow colored berries. Now these berries are toxic. So if you have this plant, make sure it is out of reach of children and pets. This is a juniper plant right here. It is also known as golden cypress. This needs regular watering and keep its soil moist. It tolerates full sun and it is great for creating topiaries. And guys, all of these plants which I have shown you have very minimal basic requirements. So don't miss out on these. They'll add a beautiful color and texture to your garden. And that's all for this video guys. See you next time. So till then, stay safe and happy, and do like, share and subscribe to my channel until I come back with part 2 of my foliage plant collection soon. Bye guys.